The city changed on the last night of the year. Lights burned brighter. Music leaked from windows like secrets. The air itself felt charged, as if every second was holding its breath, waiting for midnight to give permission for things people were afraid to want. Ava Sinclair stood in front of her apartment mirror, staring at her own reflection like it might answer her questions. She was 28, newly single, and standing at the edge of a year that had taken more from her than it had given back. The black dress clung in a way that felt unfamiliar, confident, intentional. She hadn't worn it for anyone in particular. Or so she told herself. Her phone buzzed on the counter. Noah, you still coming? She exhaled slowly, picked up her coat, and typed back. Ava, on my way. The party was already loud when she arrived. Music pulsed through the loft, bass vibrating through the floor, through her chest. Gold streamers hung from the ceiling. Champagne glasses clinked. Laughter came easily tonight, like everyone had decided to forgive the year all at once. Noah spotted her immediately. You made it, he said, smiling wide. Ava smiled back, but her eyes moved past him without permission. And there he was, Julian Reed. He stood near the window, jacket off, sleeves rolled up, holding a drink he wasn't really drinking. He looked exactly the same and completely different at once. Same dark hair, same steady posture. But something about him felt sharper now. Quieter, more aware. Their eyes met. For a second, the room disappeared. Julian's gaze held hers, not rushed, not casual. It moved over her slowly, deliberately, like he was memorizing her again. Ava felt heat rise under her skin. She hadn't seen him in nearly a year. Not since the night everything almost happened. Last New Year's Eve, they'd stood in a snow-covered alley behind another party, breath fogging the air, hearts pounding louder than the music inside. They'd talked for hours before that, too close, too honest, too intense. And then Julian had said, "This feels dangerous." And Ava had replied, "I know." They hadn't kissed. They'd promised each other maybe. Then life happened. Did you know he'd be here? Noah asked. Ava tore her eyes away. No. Noah followed her gaze and raised an eyebrow. Ah, that explains the look. What look? The one where you're pretending not to feel something. Ava scoffed. I'm fine. Noah smiled knowingly and handed her a glass of champagne. It's New Year's. No one's fine. We're all just hopeful. She took a sip, letting the bubbles burn. Across the room, Julian finally looked away. The tension didn't leave. They didn't talk for an hour. An entire hour of stolen glances, accidental proximity, and deliberate avoidance. Every time Ava laughed, she felt his attention sharpen. Every time he moved, she noticed. It was exhausting. It was intoxicating. At 11:48 p.m., the lights dimmed slightly. Someone turned the music down. Phones came out. People gathered closer. Anticipation thick in the air. Ava felt a presence behind her before she heard him. Happy almost New Year, Julian said softly. She turned. He stood close, too close to be accidental. His voice was lower than she remembered. Warmer. Happy almost New Year, she replied. Silence stretched between them, heavy with everything unsaid. You look. He paused, choosing his words carefully. Different. So do you. He smiled faintly. Different good. Different honest, she said. His eyes darkened. That's dangerous. She lifted her chin slightly. You said that last year. And you didn't disagree. I still don't. The countdown started in the background. 10. Julian leaned in slightly. Do you ever think about that? Night. 9. Ava swallowed. More than I should. 8. I thought maybe it was just me, he said. 7. It wasn't. The room felt smaller, louder, hotter. 6. Julian's hand brushed hers. He didn't pull away. 5. Ava's breath caught. 4. What happens at midnight? She asked. Julian's voice was steady. I stopped pretending. 3. Her heart raced. 2. He stepped closer, close enough that she could feel the heat of him. 1. The room erupted. Cheers, shouts, confetti. Music crashed back in. But Ava only saw Julian. He didn't kiss her. Instead, he leaned in and spoke against her ear. Come outside with me. The hallway was quieter. The cold air from the open door rushed in like relief. Ava followed him without thinking. The rooftop was empty. Snow dusted the edges. The city stretched out before them, lights shimmering. Fireworks cracked in the distance. Ava wrapped her arms around herself. Julian shrugged off his jacket and draped it over her shoulders without asking. Still cold? He asked. Yes, she admitted. Good, he said softly. So am I. She looked at him. You always say things like that. Only when I mean them. Silence settled between them, not awkward, but electric. Julian stepped closer. So, he said, New Year. New Year, she echoed. New rules. Ava searched his face. What rules do you want to break? His hand lifted slowly, stopping just short of touching her cheek. The one where I pretend I don't want you. Her breath hitched. And the one where I walk away because it feels safer. Her voice was barely a whisper. It never felt safe. Julian's fingers brushed her cheek, warm against the cold. Tell me to stop, he said. She didn't. He leaned in, slow enough that she could pull away. She didn't. Their lips met. Soft at first, exploratory. The kiss wasn't rushed. It wasn't desperate. It was intentional. Ava felt it everywhere. Julian's hand slid to her waist, steady, grounding. Her fingers curled into his shirt. The world narrowed. They broke apart only to breathe. Julian rested his forehead against hers. That felt like a year in itself. She smiled. We're only a minute in. Then we should make it count. They didn't rush back inside. They stood there, talking in low voices, sharing warmth, learning each other again. When they kissed again, it was deeper, still controlled, still charged, still full of promise. At 12:17 a.m., Ava laughed softly. What? Julian asked. I just realized something. What? I didn't make any resolutions. Julian smiled. Good. Resolutions are fragile. What should I make instead? He looked at her like the answer mattered. Intentions. She nodded. Then I intend to stop being afraid of what I feel. Julian's thumb traced slow circles at her waist. I intend to stay. The fireworks faded. The city breathed. And for the first time in a long time, the future didn't feel like something Ava had to survive. It felt like something she could step into. With